This question caught my eye yesterday, and I bumped it up the list so that we could talk about something a little bit lighter at the weekend than our normal topics. Now, I can't explain to you why people do it, but I can explain to you what it is. So let's do that, shall we? So, the term used to describe someone who's sexually attracted to an object is called objectophilia or object sexuality. Now, it's not a mental illness at all. It's more of a sexual orientation, shall we say. There isn't a lot of research on it. In fact, there are only a couple of studies that I know of that talk about it, and the most well known one is by Amy Marsh, who's a clinical sexologist, and she did a study on 40 people with this condition, and I shouldn't even call it a condition. It's not a condition. With this preference, 40 people in 2010, and came to the conclusion that it was actually a sexual orientation, and it didn't appear to be developmentally based on any form of childhood trauma or abuse or neglect or anything like that. She even said that there are many more objectophiles out there than we realize, but they tend to keep themselves to themselves and keep quiet about it because they know they'll be ridiculed or bullied. Now, there are a few famous ones out there. Of course, the first one being Erica Eiffel, who married the Eiffel Tower. Let's have a look at Erica. Here we go. So, Erica Labrie from San Francisco married the Eiffel Tower in 2007, and she now calls herself Erica Eiffel. That's her on her wedding day on top, and at the bottom, that's just, a visit to her spouse. Then you have Edward Smith from Washington State in the US, who's admitted to have having sex with 1,000 cars. He said that his first love was a Volkswagen Beetle. And then we have Amanda Whitaker from Leeds in the UK. She says that she's in a long-term relationship with the Statue of Liberty. That's her at her destination wedding, and down below, that's her on a visit to her spouse. So there you go. I mean, it's an interesting thing. It's doing nobody any harm. It's not a mental illness. It's not pathological. Why not? It takes all sorts to make a world, doesn't it?